channel. This is the last and the final part of this 4-part series album walkthrough video. So if you have seen my previous videos, you would have known that this is a 40-page A4 size album, and I have split this walkthrough video into 4 parts with 10 pages of this album for each of the videos. And if you are new to my channel, please go check out my layout processing videos and the other 3 parts of this album walkthrough series. Now let's get started. So as you can see, I've already removed the last 10 pages from this album, and let's see them one by one. So this is the first page of this video. So here as you can see, this page, and not only this page, all of the forthcoming pages are going to be busy patterned layout pages, and they are more vibrant and more colorful, but unfortunately there are no detailed layout processing videos for all of these pages, because I was really in I fixed my timeline to finish this album, and I was reaching the end of it, so I had to really rush through finishing of these. But rushing of these does not mean that I lacked my creativity in making these, but on the other hand, they turned out to be more vibrant and more cheerful than the previous pages, I would say. So personally, I like all of these last final 10 pages, and in all of these pages you will notice that more is less. Sometimes I feel like less is more in some of the pages, and I just finish them off. But in these pages, I wanted to create more patterns, one pattern over the top of other patterns, so it was more of an experimental thing. So as you can see, as it is, the background of this is a dotted black and white themed cardstock paper, and on top of that I have used these hologram type of patterned cardstock on 2 vertical spaces, and on the horizontal space I have created a solid color green color or turquoise green color border here. So it's like a mix of dots, florals and plains, and to bring together into a uniform theme, I have used these kind of solid color cardstock thin strips. So these form like borders, as well as they try to frame the different patterns together. So most of these pages are multi-photo layout pages. So as you can see, this page alone has like 10 photos and of different sizes. So whichever photos were vertical, I have spaced them in a group, and whichever photos were square shaped, they have put them in this horizontal border. And I've just included few decorative elements like these pearl stickers and some floral elements here. And these kind of images have already been taken while I was taking the collages through Pic Collage. So I didn't cut them off, I just used it as it is along with the photos. Moving on to the next page. So if you have seen my previous videos, you would have noticed that I have tried to use both sides of the cardstock papers if they are double-sided cardstocks, but in this case it's a single-sided cardstock paper. So some pages I have tried to use a white background, but all of these forthcoming pages I tried to use a different page if it is having a single-sided cardstock paper. So I left it as it is. So this is going to be the next page. So this has day 8 pictures. So I have labeled this as day 8 through this label printer, and this again is a busy background with a black and white striped pattern in it. And this is also another multi-photo layout page. So this has like 4 plus 6, 10, altogether 11 photos. So when the photos are maximum, I tried to keep the decorations as minimum as possible, but in order to make it more vibrant and colorful, I included some frames for all of these photos, and it again based on the size of the photos, I grouped them either vertically or horizontally. So here these photos have been grouped vertically, and I have included a thin strip border here, and these photos have been aligned horizontally. And to differentiate this large size picture, which is the central focus of this page, I have used a different patterned framing for this photo. And for the rest of the photos, I have used a green color solid cardstock paper here. And this is a thin border again. So just to include a minimal decoration, I have used this embroidered sticky paper over here. It's not a paper, it's actually a sticker, but it's made of embroidery theme. So so this, if you see, this is a white background here, like the previous page that we saw. So in this, I have tried to use the white background as it is. On top of it, I have used a large size patterned cardstock paper, and I have framed these two sides with the help of a thin strip. This is again taken from the same design pad, and I have cut to this thin strip size to form two borders on either side. And in this page, if you see, the photos are just two, but it's more of decorations here. So I have tried to make decorations by using these type of thin cut design elements, which have been taken from a design pad. This is again from the same design pad, and I have used this square block to mark the name of this page, which is the a safari trip which we took in Sri Lanka. It's in a place called Yala National Park, and this is a sentiment which came along with this pattern paper, and a few floral die cuts with some gemstones and some pearl elements. So this is neither a simple nor a busy background paper, but it's a very subtle decoration, and which I love it. And yeah, we have seen this side. So moving on to the next page. So this is again a very colorful and a vibrant paper, and the number of photos, if you see, it's just one photo, and I just wanted to just utilize one single photo, and to match the theme of this photo, which was taken in a beach, I have used some beach themed cuts, which are from the design pad, and same as this page, to match the two pages and to maintain certain uniformity in the album, I have used the same die cuts with some small size gemstones, two heart shaped die cuts, and if you see the alignment of this page, it's a busy like a wavy type of black and white pattern cardstock paper. And to bring in some additional colors, I have used this sea blue type of a solid cardstock paper to form both sides of borders, which are horizontal, and I have used a rough cut here. It's not made using scissor. So and just to bring in some colors, I have used a thin red color strip of cardstock paper, and this is again a black color solid cardstock paper to form the background of this photo. And if you see the edges of these borders, I have used a stamping ink, and I have just blended the edges just to smoothen the look of the solid colors. So moving on to the back side of this is again a colorful, vibrant multi-photo layout page, and if you see the number of photos, it's like altogether 10 photos in this page of different sizes, and I have tried to group them vertically and horizontally with a central photo here. And this is pictures taken from day 9 of our trip, and this is again printed using the label printer. And since we were all wearing some colorful clothes here, I wanted to also include those colors in this layout in the form of these solid color thin strips. So wherever possible, I have included these strips of different shades. And this is again a wooden block alphabet letter, which can be fixed by using craft glue, and these are using the label printers. And this is if you see the background, it's a plain white background paper, so I could play with many different color patterns and colors in this page. So here this is just one patterned paper which I have included in this page on the whole. Rest of all is about using these thin cuts. And then the next page, again it's a busy dotted background cardstock paper. So on top of this I have laid out like 5 different photos, which are some are vertical in shape, some are like square shape, some are big. So I have again placed one photo as a central focus element and all others are surrounding these central photo. And to include some colors, if you see, this is one page where I have used different colors for framing the photos. So this is with the lemon yellow solid cardstock paper. These are with pink, and this is with the red color cardstock paper. And I have just used a very thin border using the green color solid cardstock. And to fill up these spaces, I have used these ribbons again in solid color cardstock, and just to smoothen the colors I have used the ink blending tool just to blend and soften the colors. And this is one floral die cut which I have fixed using foam stickers just to give an elevated and an embossed look to this page. Again, this is another floral die cut, and this is the die cut here. So this forms like a visual triangle. Again, another visual triangle over here in the form of ribbons. So this is how I have included colors. And since I have already printed the pictures using additional images, this also again forms like an added creative element to this page. Moving on to the back side, this is a plain white back side which I didn't utilize. So this is the next page in the album. So this is something like a very shaded a gray color and a black color photo film kind of a background. And on top of this I have tried to use 5 different photos, and since this was a large photo, I have used the landscape version of this page, and I've tried to fix the photos in all the corners. And this kind of wavy pattern I have already created while printing the photo. And if you see the decoration part of it, it's very minimal decorations, and I kept it as minimal as possible to just 2 die cuts over here. And this is the last page in the album. So this was taken in day 10 where we were leaving Sri Lanka to the airport, and these were some pictures taken in our last hotel of stay and in the airport as well. And the number of photos is just 4 in this page, and the background of it is like a very thick like a paintbrush type of stroke pattern here with a black and white color scheme. And to introduce colors, I have used again thin strips of blue, black, and I have used red color to frame the photos. And since it's only 4 photos, I have just used one single color as a backdrop for all the photos. And to include the journaling, I have used these journaling tags. And just to introduce some color, I have placed one tag over another, to make it like an elevated design for this page. This is again a thin strip border, and this is again a die cut which I have pasted using a foam sticker. So the backdrop of it, the backside of this is a plain white page, and this is the last page of this album, and which I love it very much, especially because of the color scheme, because of this pattern over patterns, and also because of the cuts and the sentiments which I have used for making this page. So it's just 2 photos, and I have framed using a solid color blue cardstock paper for these 2 photos. And all of these images, they have already been included in the Pic Collage app. And these are the thin, I wouldn't say it is thin, but it's a border element of 2 different colors on either side. And rest of all is like sentiment cuts which have been taken from the design pad. And to give it an elevated look, I have used foam stickers on these sentiments. And this is die cut, and this is a journaling tag. So I hope you enjoyed all these and you got some ideas and inspiration for making your album. And this is one of my very few albums which are like very close to my heart, because it's a long trip. It was a 10-day trip, and we enjoyed all the 10 days in Sri Lanka, and it's a very beautiful country, and we have still many more memories which have not been used in this album, but we still cherish in our heart forever. So I hope you enjoyed my video. Thanks for watching, and please do like, comment, share and subscribe to my videos. Until my next video, bye bye.